Hola, Kinalito, aka Mahadi, not Mahali, the girl that calls for countries home. As you can see, I am not alone today. I'll let my guest introduce herself, as I always do.
Hi everyone, my name is Thandeka. I am Thandeka Nzimande, originally from Pietermaritzburg, born and bred, but now I'm located in Pretoria, Gauteng, South Africa.
All right. Thank you, Thandeka. Thank you so much for making time to do this video. Like, basically, we are just catching up. I'm on my way somewhere from somewhere, you know. Fortunately, she was near where I went for lunch. She doesn't know what you're talking about. I don't have the questions per se, but I did find out from her if she wouldn't mind sharing and encouraging sharing her own journey. Thandeka is also divorced like myself, and from me looking from the outside looking in, she is thriving. And she needs to share her secrets.
Oh, how I wish I
was. So yeah, I just thought, like someone who's, is on this journey or been there, and to just share with, there's a lot of women who contact me and men, who contact me, and they're in such a predicament.
Yes.
They're on the fence, they're still in the marriages, they don't know what to do, they want to go but they're afraid, we don't want to encourage anybody to go, but and some, of course, they're trying to hold on. The men are leaving. They're trying to hold on just like me, and just to encourage people to have strength, basically to gain strength, to stay positive. So for you, how long have you been divorced?
I've been divorced since 2018, which makes it now 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It does.
It seems just like yesterday.
Yeah, but I've been separated since 2016.
Oh.
Yes. So I spent 2 years being separated before actually finalizing the divorce. Yeah.
Okay. So were you guys still under the same roof during the separation, or?
No, we were not. No.
Okay.
I asked him to leave.
Okay.
Which he did.
Oh, okay.
And first of all, I always tell people I was happily married. That's one thing that people should know.
Because when I first met her,
yes,
he was there. It was nice. He was there. My one was there. It was nice. Remember, we took those nice pictures.
Yeah, I was actually happily married.
Yeah.
And there was just one thing missing from my marriage, which may have only contributed about 10%, but the absence of that one thing took away the 90% from my very good marriage. He was a good man, good dad, good husband. He was a really good man.
Wow.
I can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
But I think there came a time where I realized that I can no longer live in that situation where I compromised myself in a way that was making me almost unhappy on a daily basis,
Wow.
Because it was like a thorn in my flesh.
That 10%.
That 10%. We had been through counseling. I actually went for counseling 3 months into my marriage for the same thing.
Seriously, that early?
Yes, that early. I realized the issue on our honeymoon. Got back, spoke to the pastors at church, being a believer.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, guys, this is what I'm faced with. Is it normal? Is it, And each time we'd go for counseling, the issue would go away, But then as soon as we stopped counseling, he would stop,
So it was like you need constant counseling for it to...
Yes. It was like he needed a reminder that this is what your wife needs. As much as you treat her well, as much as you are a good dad, as much as you are all these other things, but he needed that constant reminder that, actually this is the one thing that's making your wife unhappy, even though she's happily married with you. So I was happy 90% of the time in my marriage.
Wow.
And I didn't want to get divorced. I didn't. I tried spiritual counseling at church. I tried professional counseling with a marriage counselor. I tried getting families involved. I tried every trick in the book to try and make and work it out. And it just didn't seem to be resolved. Then eventually I had to make a decision at the age of 39. I was like, I've lived with this thorn for so long. Do I really want to take this into my 40s? Because when you grow older, your health starts deteriorating as well. There's a lot of things. Do I really want to go with that thing that is sitting heavily on me and is making me not enjoy this marriage to the full? Or do I really want to call it quits? Well, when I asked him to leave, I didn't think he was going to leave.
So were you at that point, were you sure you wanted him to leave?
I wasn't sure.
Okay. So
I wasn't sure.
You were just
Yeah, I asked him to leave, but then I thought he was going to resist.
Okay.
You know, I thought he would want to fight for us.
And you hoped he would?
That's what I was hoping for, that he would say, actually, no. I'm not leaving. Let's fight together. But he wasn't willing to. Because it was just out of the blue. I was sitting in the office and I'm thinking, no, actually, man, I need to just ask him. If he's in, he must be all in. And if he doesn't want to, he must just let me go, you know. And I got back from work that day. The part of the wardrobe that had his clothes was empty. And he had left. He told the kids he was going away with work.
Wait, you asked him in the morning from work?
No, I asked him during the day.
And when you came back from work, he was gone? He
was gone. In a matter of like 4 hours of asking him to leave, he was gone. And he never came back. Never came back. I think it must have been a Thursday. Then the following day, when I realized that actually he's gone, I phoned my psychologist and I said to her, my husband has left, you know. And on a Saturday morning, I was sitting at a psychologist's office getting counseling. And I phoned the church, my pastors, my leaders in the church, and I was like, this is what has happened. And it was a shock on everyone.
Because you guys were, you were close, you were good.
Yes, we were a tight knit. You would never see him and not see me. If I was not around, you would be more than sure that I'm a meter away or somewhere around. And it was us. If there was a funeral and a wedding to attend on the same day, we would sit, discuss what are we attending. And if it's a funeral, then we are there together. If it's a wedding, we are there together. We would never split like how it happened in the couples in our neighborhood, where you would find one person at one function. For us, it was like, okay, together. Let's decide where are we going, and we'd go there together, you know.
So it sounds like you were friends as well. Like
we were.
You didn't just love each other, you liked each other as well.
We were. Actually, when I married him, I don't think I was in love with him. But I think I really liked him. And he ticked all the boxes of the man that I wanted as a husband, you know. And he was exactly that. Throughout our marriage, he was. I still... It's hard.
Oh, no, I didn't expect it to affect me, you know, because like I've been annoyed at him and stuff.
Yes.
Like, now I'm like, you know.
Yes. Yeah, because even when I talk to people at work, and I would say, you know what, I actually miss being married. I miss having that companion.
Because it's like all the time. You have it's a constant companion. Oh, you can offload, you get someone to talk to. Honestly, even for me, I miss that. Like, that's the one part, like, something you just want to chat, like, before bed, talk to someone. And
I know.
Deciding to doing things together. Anyway, the friendship constant, like, you know, you have someone all the time who is available for you, like.
So, but it affected him when I asked him to leave. He stopped all communication with me.
So he left and then?
He just walked away. Literally. He walked away, never looked back. You know, it was, for him, it was an end of a relationship. Like, he did a complete cut off communication with the kids.
Oh, goodness.
Cut off any communication with me, even when I would try to reach out, you know, during the 2 years of being separated. Would try to reach out to say, listen, the kids still need you. The fact that you and I are not working out. But he could never understand that he can separate us and him and the kids. And I still, to this date, that's what I'm struggling with.
Oh my goodness.
To this date, I have to make means for him to be involved in the kids' lives. Financially, he's never supported us from day one until today. Since 2016.
So you're not getting child support?
No, nothing.
Did you apply for it though?
No, I didn't. I didn't apply for child support. Actually, my divorce decree says I'm requesting him to pay R1 per child per month.
Okay.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Why?
And others would say I was being rude. But he had not been paying child support for 2 years. Now,
so you requested the R1?
Yes, I requested the R1 because my attorney said to me, let's have a court order in place. So when you both have healed and you have decided, you can always go back and apply for an increase.
Okay.
And I never did, and he never...
It's so sad when they when they take the mom and the kids as a package.
Yes.
The poor kids haven't done anything. You know, they're not part of the... Yeah, it's really disappointing.
It is.
It's disappointing when men. It's disappointing when you don't look after your children. It's just. Oh my goodness.
It's bad.
So
the girls struggled a lot. Both the girls, they really struggled. My son was only 3 years old when we got separated. He's now 10.
Wow.
And he only knew last year that I was married to his dad.
Seriously? Oh, bless him.
So this one day he comes into my room and says, Mom, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, no, I don't, my boy. And he says, have you ever had a boyfriend? I was like, yeah, I had a boyfriend. Who was your boyfriend? I said, your dad. Oh, really? So you and dad were boyfriend and girlfriend? I said, yeah, we were also husband and wife. We were married. And I was like, oh, really? You were married? What happened?
Oh, man, the joys of innocence. It's so good that he forgot, you know. So
yes.
It didn't affect him.
So when I told him that I'm divorced, he was shocked. He didn't know I was divorced. He probably may have heard about divorce somewhere, but he didn't know that it was that close to him, that his parents are divorced. But then he said to me, so why did you divorce daddy? I said, well, I wasn't happy, my boy, you know, because I felt, I've never said anything negative about him to the kids, you know. I don't believe in that. I don't. Even the fact that he's not supporting them financially, they don't know. They don't need to know. You know, it's my issues. It's not their issues. And he just turned and said, Mommy, if you say you were not happy, I believe you. You know. Yeah. And it's a different case with the girls. Obviously, they will take their father's side any day.
Girls and their dads. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So would you say, after you asked him to leave, did you regret it? You wished you hadn't?
I didn't regret it, but it hurt.
Yeah, okay.
It hurt a lot.
Because you didn't expect him to actually leave. You expected him to at least make an effort to show, I don't want to
come and
leave.
say, but
why
are
do
you
want
asking me to leave? Like, can we work it out, you know? And he didn't. He just left. And it hurt. I remember week after week going to church alone. That's one thing I never stopped doing, going to church. Like the same church that we went to.
Okay.
Now I'm arriving alone with the kids. He's not there. I got to church. I remember this one day I was at church and I sat on the third row from the front. You know, our church is quite large.
Okay.
And I remember just sitting there and weeping. And people did not know what was happening, but everyone just came around me and said, whatever it is, it's going to be okay. And I knew it wasn't going to be okay, you know.
Oh man!
I knew it was. Yes, whatever it is, you know, you're in the right place. I knew I was in the right place because I was able to offload. You know, I was able to get the chance to weep without.
It's good that you could. That your church, you know, it was such a safe place.
You know,
that you felt you could.
Yes. Because I remember now my kids would say, Mommy, remember when you used to drive us to school, you cried every morning.
Oh.
And I'm trying to think back, why would I have been crying every day? Well, I thought the kids were not seeing me cry because they would always sit at the back and I'm driving in the front. But they noticed that Mommy cried every morning. One thing that made me cry, I had not driven myself in years.
Wow, you were that spoiled wife.
I had not been behind the wheel in a very long time. I was out of touch with the pressures of traffic and taxis and, getting out of the house in time, my ex-husband used to make sure all our clothes are ready in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
He'd run my bath for me.
Yeah, you were so spoiled.
Make sure I'm done. Like, I never ironed anything when my husband and I were still married. You know, he ironed my clothes. He
sounds perfect.
Well, he was almost perfect.
Oh my goodness, what a sad story. It's so sad.
He was almost perfect. So I guess those things started getting to me. I remember being depressed just by driving. You know, to date I don't like driving much. I seriously don't. I don't enjoy driving. It's one thing I always say to my colleagues at work, you know, if I had someone to drop me off at work every day and pick me up, you know, that's one thing I miss about being married. Being dropped off at work and being picked up, you know, it's such a privilege, and you never realize when you still
take it for granted.
Yes.
But you're lucky when other men don't do that. You know, even if they're married to you, they don't do that. So.
I know. And I used to say to my CEO's PA that, you know, you must treasure each moment when your husband drops you off in the morning. You must say thank you.
Yeah, because it's his love language.
Yes,
you know, he's
I never said thank you to my ex-husband for driving me every day. And actually, I should.
You should.
I should just
I was
say
about to say, have you said since then that, you know what, thank you so much for everything that you did for me?
No, but he cut off communication
he's
with
blocked
me.
You.
We don't communicate at all.
That's so sad, though.
Yeah, we don't.
I think
I think he's still
very
hurt.
Like, how could you ask me to leave?
He's still hurt. But I do go an extra mile for my kids. Sometimes I would go on holiday, ask him to come and stay in my house without me being here.
And he's okay with that.
And he looks after the kids. I let him drive my car. Sometimes I even leave him with my bank card so that the kids do not see that he's broke. Yeah. I guess because I'm trying so hard to protect my children.
And the image they have of their father.
And exactly. I don't want them to lose that respect. I don't know whether what I'm doing is right or wrong. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I do it nonetheless.
Commendable.
I do it nonetheless. Like I guess in this journey of being a single mom, you never really know how to do things or how not to do things.
Yeah, that's true.
You just learn.
There's no book.
Each day.
Yeah.
There's no manual that tells you that this is what you should do.
Yeah.
But my yes.
Okay, no, you go on.
But my daughter, the middle one, has taken the most strain, you know, and she's been going for therapy since 2016 until last year. This year I want to try and take her off therapy and see how she copes. But when the same daughter got sick, had a stroke, he came through for her. He was here. He came and he was in hospital. We took turns looking after her.
That's great.
When she had to go for brain surgery, he was here again. We took turns in looking after her. So I guess that part of him of being a good dad is still there.
Still there, yeah. I guess he's just angry at you. So he's thinking he's getting back at you by not supporting the kids.
Exactly.
He wants you to struggle. I think someone knows you'll make it work.
Yes. But I also don't have it in me to hold it against him. Sure. You know.
That's why I'm feeling goosebumps, because I feel like you guys have a genuine love for each other, love and respect. Or at least I feel you do for him, you know, even though you don't regret the end of the marriage, because I've never felt you do, you know.
Yes.
But you still, you know, hold him at such high esteem as a human being, you know.
Well, he's the father of my kids at the end of the day.
It's incredible, because I mean, a lot of us are angry, you know. We just, you know, a lot of women don't even want to know, you know.
And a lot of men are angry too.
And a lot of men are angry
not just
too.
women.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So okay, so how would you say what has been your coping mechanism? How have you moved from where you were when you were crying, taking the kids to now where, you know, you're independent woman, you know, moved to Pretoria from Pietermaritzburg, and you know.
Well, the one thing I would say I was wise in doing was seeking help from day one. I sought help from day one.
Yeah.
I got separated today. The next day I phoned the psychologist. I phoned the pastors. So every week I would go for professional therapy and church therapy.
Wow.
For a solid 12 months.
Wow.
While in separation.
Sure.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was willing to reconcile as well.
Okay.
Because as I said to you, I didn't want to get divorced.
Yeah. You needed him to show some
I wanted
effort.
to give him that push to say, listen, if you don't shape up, you stand to lose us. But for him, I guess maybe he didn't value us as much as I thought he did. Yeah. Us meaning me and the kids.
Yeah.
So I sought therapy for a good year. And then my dad supported me a lot. A lot. My dad's never been divorced. He's been married ever since I was 8 years old. And he supported me. He still does. Emotionally and financially.
Parents are such a blessing. Wow, that's awesome.
Because my mom didn't know how to support me. And I'm sure if she knew, she would have.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing she would tell me is that when you walk out of your house, you mustn't let people see
Don't look like your problems.
the pain that you are going through. wear high heels, walk tall,
Yeah.
put on that red lipstick,
Yes.
and put a smile on your face. That was the support that my mother gave me, and I did just that.
Yes.
And people would say, "You look happier,"
Yeah. Okay.
and yet I wasn't.
Oh. Oh,
I
you're
wasn't.
glowing.
Yes, I wasn't happier, but now I am. Like I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it had to end for me to maybe rediscover myself, and also know that I'm able to do things outside of him.
Yeah.
You know, because as wives we tend to
Yeah.
believe so much that, you know, he does so much for
Yeah.
me. Well, I still don't do
we-
the things that I never did when I was married, you know, besides the driving. So I hired someone to do it for me.
Okay, yeah,
You know?
and that's okay.
Yes,
you know?
and that's
Creating
fine.
jobs. I mean, that's
And that's
Exactly.
fine. That's fine for me, and that's how I do it. That's how I live from day to day. Like last year, I decided this driving kids to school is becoming too much for me. Then I got transport for my daughter because she goes to a different school from my son. So I got someone to take
Makes
that off
sense.
my plate.
Yeah.
So if I can pay
it's
someone
good when you
to,
can afford
Yes.
it, then get help. It's getting help as well. That's
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how I've coped, really. I still see a psychiatrist once every 3 months.
Okay.
Yes, that I still do.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, it's interesting. Because I see a
That-
psychologist a fortnight. So I've been wondering how long I would need to, because I still don't feel
Ready and equipped.
Yeah,
to-
I
to
don't feel like I can survive without seeing him.
And the psychiatrist that I go to here in Pretoria said to me, Thandeka, if you're not coping, it's okay.
It's okay. I mean, the people go
It's
to these
okay.
therapies monthly.
If you struggle to sleep, let me know. You know, I'll give you something to help you sleep. There is something
No
to help you
shame.
sleep.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm struggling to sleep. You are struggling. Because then you're going to stress about not being able to sleep. You wake up in the morning, you cranky, you this mom that shouts. If there's one thing, my friends always ask me, how come you never shout at your kids?
Wow.
That's one thing I don't believe in doing.
Wow.
Yeah, so much so that if you speak louder in front of my kids, especially my son, he gets really scared because even when I'm unhappy with him about something, I would call them and say, so and so, don't do this. I don't like this. If you carry on doing this, we are going to fight. But my fighting is always like the same tone. I never go, hey, you know, because I know how much I hated that as a child, being shouted at. So I try my utmost best not to shout at my kids. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was about to ask you about your child. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So if you need to go for therapy, go for therapy. It's no shame.
Yeah.
It's no shame. I speak openly about mental health, and I believe we should not wear this mask of I have it all together kind of mask. When you don't have it all together, you don't have to share to the whole world that I don't have it all together, but you have to have that safe space where you can just sit in that couch and say, actually, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I am not fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And if you're not fine, you're not fine.
And I remember my psychologist advised me as well that you need to acknowledge it, and I find it helps me as well to, when I'm feeling okay, to just sit down and acknowledge, say, okay, you're not okay. You're not okay. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of trying to ignore it and acting strong and fine.
I even tell my kids, when I'm here at home, to say, listen, mommy's not well emotionally. Can I be by myself?
Okay. Wow,
can you not come
good.
knock on my room? Can you just give mommy space? And my kids do that. They understand.
Wow. How long did your kids take to sort of like get back to normal, to from how it had affected them to seeing them being more back to themselves, the girls?
The eldest one, she's still struggling.
Ongoing.
The second one, well, I'm not sure. I've taken a decision to halt therapy for now for her and see how she copes. Yeah. I'm only starting this year in January not to take her back to therapy, because usually she goes for therapy during school. So I'm deciding this year so that she's not going back to therapy. And
this thing is hard, eh?
It's
a long.
So I'll play it by ear and see how she is. And I think as a mom, we have a God-given instinct when your child is not doing well.
Yeah.
So I'm confident that I'll be able to notice if she's not coping, if she needs to go back. It may not be every week like it has been in the last while, maybe once every month or twice a month. I will just play it by ear. Yeah.
Because, from what I've seen, honestly, you're such a good mom, and that thing of not shouting, and be able to talk to your kids. It's something that's not natural for me, because I'm naturally like a shouter, but I learned to parent like that through my ex, and I'm really grateful for that, because,
Yes, yeah.
And I think it works so well,
It does.
It works so well with the kids. Sure. Thank you so much for sharing, your story, and I hope and pray that it does help someone, strengthen someone in some way. That I know someone, you may, relate to one thing there, one thing there, one thing there, one thing there. We all have different stories. But I'm glad to hear, you're still going to church. You're still, you're still standing in the faith. Because I think, as Christians, I know, the devil is always trying to discourage us from trusting God. And sadly, a lot of us, we do turn away from him because it becomes such a stressful thing, this marriage, the divorce thing. But I guess for you, and I've found that for a lot of people that are coping better, it's the ones who have let the husband be. You're not trying to get them to pay anything. You're not getting there. But it's hard because not everybody can afford that. But I see how it can be such a peaceful.
It brings peace.
Journey.
It brings a lot of
peace, isn't it?
Yes.
There's no strife. You just decide to stop fighting, and it's up to him if he wants to.
Because my ex-husband knows that door is open for him to have a relationship with his kids, like a full-blown father-kids relationship. But he's the one that's not making any effort. Like every school holidays, I take my kids to KZN, which is closer to where he is.
Okay.
And he would know before they go that they are going to go on this day, and they'll be with my mom, say, for 6 weeks. And sometimes you find the kids are there for 6 weeks and he only sees them once for 6 minutes.
Guys, that's painful. There's no excuse for that, honestly.
No, there isn't.
There is no excuse for
still,
that.
I don't hold that against him. The next school holidays would come again. I would still do the same thing. How are you
able not to hold that against him? Like, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel sad for my kids.
Yeah.
But at times I do get angry at him. But when I'm angry, I know not to share my anger with the kids. You know.
Yeah.
I as I said, I go for therapy.
That helps a lot.
It helps.
It's some way to offload.
You offload. And you know that you have someone that you can just call. My psychologist.
Oh, that's good.
I can just call my psychologist and say,
wonderful.
listen, I'm just not coping. This is what is happening. And she's able to give me counsel because, as I said, my daughter had a stroke.
Yeah.
And she then needed to be in a remedial school, not in a mainstream school. And should I have not been going for therapy, I would not have been able to get the list of schools in my neighborhood that provide the help, because she had worked in remedial schools providing counseling for kids, because remedial schools have psychologists, they have so she has colleagues that work in schools, so she gave me a whole list. So it's support that you need, and it's just there for you to tap into, you know. And I was able to find a school for my daughter, and she's very happy. Last year she even got a few distinctions. From not passing at all to passing and getting distinctions. Because the stroke had affected her learning ability.
I see.
But she's happy in her school. You know, she has all the support that she needs.
How old is she, by the way?
She's 13. She had a stroke at 11.
Imagine.
She's now 13. And all that is not easy for a single mom.
Honestly, like
all that, and I think it was a blessing in disguise for me to get divorced and then get separated initially, and then decide to move away from everything that's familiar and move to Pretoria, where no one knows me.
Starting over.
I'm starting over. It was a fresh start because him and I were always together. So I would be in Maritzburg, and each time I come around, everyone will be like, "Oh, where is so and so? Oh, where is so and so?" Like it was a constant reminder that I'm no longer with him. So I took a very brave step to say, I'm not even gonna move cities. I'm gonna move provinces. I moved 600 kilometers away, and I don't think I would have gotten the type of doctors that I got to attend to my daughter when I had the issue when she had a stroke. Because
God was still ordering your steps, you know.
Definitely.
Aish, thank you so much.
I hope it's not heavy on you what I just said.
Aish. It's like, you know, I don't like people who... Not I don't like people. I don't like it when people... I do feel offended sometimes, but sometimes I feel like, Aish, guys, you know, when I'm, depending on the mood I'm in, people who be trying to get us to get back together say, oh, man, we are praying, we're still praying for you guys. I don't like such things, you know. But this conversation has made me feel some type of way.
I was saying, can't you work it out,
man? You know?
Well, his brothers have been saying, can't you guys work it out? Like last week, 3 days ago, his sister phoned me, and just out of the blue, I hadn't spoken to his sister since I got separated.
All those years, and then she
and she just like, I miss you, you know, how are the kids?
That's the thing, because you have a relationship outside this person.
Exactly, so it's just, I wouldn't go back. No, I would still get married.
I mean, okay, No, I'm not really for, I wouldn't want anyone to go back to, because there's a reason why. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, in some instances, people go back for their own reasons, but I'm not one to say, because I'm just going through that, and people talking about going back, it's so offensive, you know? And I think it would be for him as well, you know? So I wouldn't say that to you, you know? But I hope you find someone.
I hope so too.
With at least who has that 10% plus the other, because they're not gonna have. You're not gonna get those the 90% that he had.
You know, the most amazing part was that when we went through counseling for the same thing, the pastor said to him, "You know what? The thing that you are not providing for your wife only adds 10% to your marriage, but the absence of it takes 90%."
Wow.
Trying to drill it into his head to say, it might seem very small and minute to you, but the fact that it's not there, you know, work hard at making sure, because it's not hard to actually do it, you know, just do it.
Sure.
And I know I won't get 100%. But yeah, I know what I want now. I'm more mature. I know what I will be able to handle, and I know what I won't be able to handle. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
Hi. Thank you so much
it's a pleasure.
For your time and for sharing with us. My goodness. Guys, these things are complicated. As you can see, they're complex. Very, very, very complex. Very complex. But, God will never leave, forsake you, basically. That's whatever decision you make, whatever you're going through, whatever decision gets made for you, God will never leave you. God is always with you. And things will work out, for your good, because God loves you, so please take heart, stay strong, stay positive, keep smiling.
Indeed.
Bath, comb your hair, get out of that house, chest out, walk like you're a daughter of the King, daughter of the Most High, can get back home and cry and cry and cry and cry. Tomorrow, same thing. But don't forget to get help. Get help where you can. Try and find out if you can't afford. Try and find out if there are any free services in your area. Church, if you're a church person, that's usually free, and hopefully you have a supportive church like us. I think we both have, a supportive church community. Not everybody does, we are aware of that, but please just stay positive and hold on to the Lord. Watch sermons, Google whatever you are feeling, and see if you can find a video. Those things have helped me in a very special way, Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a good time. My ring light is not working, but I think the light is good enough. So thank you guys for being patient with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Love you guys. But remember that God loves you even more. And that is true. Ciao, ciao. Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
Helen, you watched everything. Thank you so much for watching everything. Now don't forget to subscribe. And go back to my other videos and scroll and scroll and scroll and watch everything. There's very good things in here. Very good, interesting things. You are number one. Now thank you and take care of yourself.